Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I got a bunch of DC updates for you today. What a crazy whirlwind of a day. And I got to say, there's a lot of drama in the DCU world. But before we get into that, I have to thank my newest members of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Thank you to Kyle Ray and my buddy, Mr. Everts, Ben Everts. Thank you so much for joining the Ping Pong Flix Show. By the way, Mr. Everts has Real Anarchy, Real Emotion. Check him out. Great channel, fantastic video yesterday. If you get to see the video yesterday from Real Anarchy, it's the Real Emotion podcast. Get to the 17-minute mark for some great television between Ben and John. I'm just saying, Garza and Everts. It was fun. All right, but let's get into the DC news today. And the first topic of the day is first look at Justice Society World War II. This is coming from The Hollywood Reporter. DC's Justice Society 2 sets voice cast with Stana Katic, I think that's how you say her name, as Wonder Woman and Matt Bomer as Flash. The Justice Society is joining the DC Universe movies family. Animated, of course. The upcoming Justice Society World War II will feature an ensemble voice cast led by Stana Katic as Wonder Woman and Matt Bomer as the Flash. It's the first of the universe's 42 films to star the team of heroes known as the Justice Society, which in the comics first appeared during the Second World War. Katic and Bomer first worked in the DC Universe movie series together in 2013's Superman Unbound. The cast for Justice Society World War II includes, these are hard names, Elsia Rotaru as Black Canary, Chris Diamantopoulos as Steve Trevor, Omid Abtahi as Hawkman, Matthew Mercer as Hourman, Armin Taylor as Jay Garrick, Liam McIntyre as Aquaman, Ashley Lathrop as Iris West, Jeffrey Arend as Charles Halstead, advisor Keith Ferguson as Dr. Fate, and Darren D. Paul as Roosevelt. Jeff Wamister, known for the Guardians of the Galaxy TV series, is directing from a script by Megan Fitzmarin, who did Supernatural, DC Superhero Girls, and Jeremy Adams, who did Supernatural, Batman Soul the Dragon, the other animated movie, Jim Craig, which is Batman Gotham by Gaslight, and Kimberly S. Morrell, Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are producing. And there actually is no word when this is going to be coming out, but hopefully we'll get more information for you soon about that. But definitely more DC animated is great, though I'm really looking at this is the type of animation that's recently been coming out. It's looking like this. I'm not a huge fan of this type of animation, although I did enjoy Superman Man of Tomorrow. I think this is the same type of animation. It kind of looks like it if I'm looking closely at it. Yeah, not a huge fan of it, but I welcome any more DC Universe, content. Yeah, looking forward to it, and let's see what happens with this. Let's see how good it is. All right, now for people who were wondering when are they going to get to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, it is coming out in March, and a lot of people internationally are kind of like, well, what about me? There's no HBO Max in my country. Well, like I said, I think they're slowly trying to roll it out, and it's been announced today that HBO Max is headed to Brazil. So Brazil fans, you are getting HBO Max. This is coming from What's on HBO Max, which is an article coming from CNNBrazil.com. And it says here, CNN Brazil just confirmed HBO Max release in Brazil later this year. HBO Go will be replaced by HBO Max. Max will stream Friends, which left Netflix on December 31st. And ultimately, I think you'll probably also get to stream Zack Snyder's Justice League. And yeah, it's going to be later this year, but at least maybe it will still be on there and you can actually watch it over and over. Until then, though, I think there's going to be other ways for you to watch, Zack Snyder's Justice League. In fact, it could be possible if you have HBO Gold that you'll be able to actually rent it on there or actually see it on HBO Go. I don't know, and that hasn't been confirmed, but I'm gonna pretty much say that I think once Zack Snyder's Justice League comes out, they're going to really make sure you get to watch it. Now, we know in Zack Snyder's Justice League, there's one character is going to come out and return in a big way. Yeah, you kind of saw it in Justice League, but in Zack Snyder's Justice League, Superman will probably return in some similar fashion, but I think there is a lot more to it, and you'll finally see his strength, his actual power, and maybe even some nightmare future scenes as well. But in a show of support for Henry Cavill Superman, it trended today. There's a hashtag Henry Cavill Superman trended today on entertainment trending, and everybody just jumped in. A lot of people just jumped in. It was, they talked about it on different sites as well, including comicbook.com that I pulled up. Henry Cavill Superman's trending because fans want more Man of Steel. They want to see him, in future movies, in cameos, more Justice League, more from Henry Cavill Superman. And in a show of strength, Zack Snyder even tweeted out as well with this one picture of him putting on that Christopher Reeves Superman outfit when they first cast him, and I think you see Zack Snyder taking the picture in the background, but through the reflection, and Henry Cavill as Superman, he's definitely all for that, of course, because he created Henry Cavill Superman, and also all these other tweets as well. Henry Cavill Superman, Henry Cavill Superman. There is just a ton of a big show of support for Henry Cavill as Superman, and hopefully, like all else, the studio is listening in that fashion and trying to work with the Garcias, work with the Garcias and work with Henry Cavill to get him on board with multiple contracts or some fashion, and hopefully he gets to be a cameo in a lot of different films, and you see him. So it trended a lot, over 50,000 tweets. That's not too shabby. That's pretty awesome. Over 63, actually. I mean, I don't even know the actual up to date, but it's pretty up there. I threw in a tweet as well, but definitely a great show of support for Henry Cavill. I truly want to see him as Superman once again, and we will see him rise up and fly once again in Zack Snyder's Justice League. But beyond that, we would love to see him continue on. He does show that he wants to continue on as well. I think he even said that he had a story in mind for Superman. I hope he gets to do that. But I hope he also gets to kind of show up in other movies, right? Because Superman, man, he's my favorite DC superhero. I would totally love him to just have more of him, because I don't think he get, okay, fine. He got like about 2 movies and a third one coming out. That's true. But I think having him get another solo film would be something that all the fans want, including myself. We truly want to see. Have him go against Brainiac, have him meet his cousin. There's so many stories that we could explore for Henry Cavill, and I think his energy is still there. He still wants to do it. He's still very popular, and he's still in really good shape. So yes, more Henry Cavill as Superman, please, and hopefully this show of support truly shows the studio, like all the times we've trended before, that definitely you have a golden boy here that definitely could use another hero, more projects, and hopefully those rumors are true, that he does have opportunities to cameo, at least these smaller roles, before his big major solo film that hopefully will come out later. All right, but that's not the only DC person that showed up today. Jim Lee actually had a thread of tweets today, and some of this may actually disappoint you, but I'm going to read these tweets first. Jim Lee congratulates Walter Hamada. Yes. So Jim Lee says, congrats to DC Films Prez Walter Hamada on his renewal. Love working with Walt. He's smart, principled, and fair. Moreover, He possesses great creative instincts and is a terrific partner and collaborator. I'm excited to continue working with him and his team for years to come. And this is a response to the Rap article that Walter Hamada has signed a multi-year extension. At the end of the day, what unites all of us is that we just want awesome movies. And we are all just focused on that common objective. And of course, have an amazing time doing so. Between the upcoming Suicide Squad, Batman, Flash, and Black Adam movies, and Zack Snyder's Justice League, I know as DC's creative lead that we have some really thrilling and exciting stories we can't wait to share with you all. We truly have something for everyone. And I look forward to your ever passionate feedback as we bring to life the projects you guys so embraced during DC fandom. So thank you for all of your support and continued faith as roll out our creative vision for the DC universe. So a lot of people quite upset. As you see in the thread, there's a lot of people in here that are not happy that he has congratulated Walter Hamada. There's even people wanting him to, do the Henry Cavill Superman thing. But what I want to pull out here is the fact that this may be one of the very few times an executive has pulled out not only Suicide Squad, Batman, Flash, Black Adam, and then before that was Wonder Woman 1984, but he actually mentioned Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? So I think that's a great thing that he's including Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's not that bad apple or whatever that embarrassment, because and he's including into the whole thing. And in a way, I know people are upset, but in a way, this is what Jim Lee does, right? I mean, even when Geoff Johns left, he congratulated him on his new endeavor in Mad Ghost Productions. He's just an all-around nice guy. And also, this is politics. This is PR. He's not going to go out there and start, he has to make the DC brand look good. He has to make Warner Brothers look good. The company that he works for, to make it look like there's nothing going on, because they don't want negative publicity. They just want positive publicity. And I don't know if he came out just from his own side to say this in order to bring everybody together and try to keep the energy positive, or WarnerMedia says throw that out there so that it looks like the DC and Warner Brothers are truly together, are truly working together, and there's nothing wrong. We're just sending positive energy throughout the ether, but and I don't know if that's the case here. But Jim Lee's going to do this. He's not going to go out and start blaming people. He's not going to go out and say there's enabling and so on and so forth. All that stuff is worked in the background. It's worked behind the scenes. It's something that will probably never see the light unless someone decides to just bring out and put a statement out, which I'll talk about that in a little bit. But definitely, this is something that he probably would do. But it's great that he includes Zack Snyder's Justice League, and he once again wants everybody to just come together in a way. It's almost like he's giving out. He's just opening up his arms and says, "Come and love DC, love DC." Love DC, embrace DC. But the issues are the amount of, there's a lot of positive in the threads as well. But as you look, it's not cool, Jim. Sorry, Jim, but he ain't no nice guy. Disappointed in you, Jim. Please do right by Ray Fisher. Love you, Jim, but Walter ain't it. Yeah, no, Jim Lee for DC Films Press. I stand with Ray Fisher. And this has been totally just not a good look overall in the social media space. Yeah, probably outside the social media space, they have no idea what's going on. They don't even know who Walter Hamada is. They don't even know, they didn't even know if Jim Lee's really in. They probably think Jim Lee runs it like Kevin Feige, so I don't know. But definitely but within the social media space, there's a lot of opportunities here to try to get the energy much more positive. a lot of to get a better narrative out through social, because this is where a lot of it begins. A lot of that energy, a lot of the talk, a lot of the narratives come from social media. And so they know this, right? And that's why he tweeted that long thread out. But Ray Fisher also had something to say today. Ray Fisher said this: I strongly suggest that the Wrap amend this article immediately. While I appreciate the reporter's undying desire to do Warner Brother Pictures and Walter Hamada's bidding, it is factually inaccurate. I did not publicly step down from anything. Now, this is in regards to yesterday, where the Wrap put out an article saying that Ray Fisher's Cyborg was written out of The Flash. The role won't be recast. Okay, remember that? And I had a video out just yesterday talking about this, and this is his response to the article. If Warner Brother Pictures has made the decision to remove me from The Flash rather than address in any way Walter Hamada tampering with the Justice League investigation, that's on them. The idea of removing the role rather than recasting it is only being used to try to avoid public backlash. The Warner Brothers Picture PR team has struggled to regain control of the narrative ever since they failed to bury me and the Justice League investigation with their September 4th hit piece, which unsurprisingly was written by the same reporter. That's I don't know who that was. Either that was Adam Avery, Adam Vary, is that with him? Adam Vary or Umberto here. I think that's Umberto. Umberto Gonzalez did this Wrap article. Which unsurprisingly, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The fact is, the Justice League investigation led to WarnerMedia and its affiliates parting ways with Joss Whedon. Geoff Johns will be following suit. Had Walter Hamada gotten his way, none of that would have been possible, and the cycle of abuse would have continued. My team and I are still in deep conversation with WarnerMedia regarding all these matters, and Flash or no Flash, we fully intend to see this through. I'll keep you all posted, but in the meantime, thank you for your continued support, accountability over entertainment. And so you see, like, just a lot of support here for Ray Fisher, and which is in contrast to a lot of the conversation under Jim Lee, right? Not that they're knocking Jim Lee, they just want Jim Lee to see the light, to see what Ray Fisher sees, or at least respond to this whole situation, which I don't think he will do, because he is a public head, right? He is an executive, right? And very rare executives, if at all, would come out like this. But Variety responded to that whole Geoff Johns thing, right? What Ray Fisher said, that Geoff Johns will be, I believe he said, will be following suit. Meaning that they will part ways with Geoff Johns soon, or one day. And so Variety put out this article. Geoff Johns still working with WarnerMedia despite Ray Fisher's claim writer is leaving studio exclusive. So when you go into this article, and this is by Adam Vary, Geoff Johns still working with WarnerMedia despite Ray Fisher's claim writer is leaving studio exclusive. This came out like right after Ray Fisher put out that tweet. Pretty quickly, I might add. Writer-producer Geoff Johns has multiple projects at WarnerMedia and remains working with the company. Despite a claim from actor Ray Fisher that Johns will be parting ways with WarnerMedia following the company's investigation into Fisher's allegations of misconduct on Justice League, multiple sources confirmed to Variety. According to WarnerMedia, more than 80 people were interviewed during the thorough investigation. On Thursday, Fisher posted a Twitter thread disputing a report that Fisher publicly resigned from playing the role of Cyborg for DC Films after Fisher tweeted on December 30th, "I will not participate in any production associated with current DC Films president Walter Hamada." 6 days later, Variety reported that Hamada re-upped his deal to run the DC unit through 2023, right? And in regards to like I said, this is in regards to Geoff Johns will be following suit with all that. But according to 3 sources familiar with John's work with WarnerMedia, the company remains in business with him. 3 sources. I wonder who that is. Toby Emmerich, Walter Hamada, and John Berg. I don't know. Johns continues to work as the creator and showrunner for the CW series Stargirl, part of executive producer Greg Berlanti's expansive suite of shows based on DC Comics properties. Along with co-writing the recent feature film Wonder Woman 1984, Johns serves as an executive producer on several other DC-based series, including Batwoman, Doom Patrol, Titans, and the upcoming CW series Superman and Lois. Wonder what happened to Green Lantern. That's kind of weird that they. So it's kind of funny that they say, yeah, of course he serves on that. He's already credited for those shows. I'm wondering if he's going to be credited for future shows. I'm just like they didn't add anything future to that. Fisher's claim about Johns is the latest in a string of allegations and assertions the actor has made in connection with Justice League, and we've heard this already, so I'm going to skip through that to what they say. Is WarnerMedia reiterated on Thursday that remedial action has been taken, adding that the probe, led by a former federal judge, was conducted by an outside law firm that interviewed more than 80 people. We have full confidence in its thoroughness and integrity, and remedial action has been taken, a WarnerMedia spokesperson said in a statement. The investigation is concluded, and it is time to move on. So, what's interesting about this is that they went through the Variety channel instead of putting out their own public statement. Now, the issue about that is Adam Berry, who done another article before this, was the Frosty article, right? The one that Jason Momoa was going to star in Frosty the Snowman, and then Jason Momoa came out and says that is a bogus article. They're not going to star in Frosty. So a lot of people are looking at this article now, and they're not trusting the writer. They're not trusting the writer. They're not trusting Variety right now. So there is a certain, trust factor between the fans, between the readers now with that trade, which could be a problem for that trade, right? Because that same writer could be just, in a way, putting pieces out for the studio, right? Whether or not he's actually doing journalism or not, or is just being a spokesperson for the actual studio. And whether that's WarnerMedia or Warner Brothers, it's still up in the air because they have to go through those channels. So it may sound like it's from WarnerMedia, but it could be coming from Warner Brothers or the PR for that. So, but my point is that this whole situation is ugly, and it's actually not very good for the upcoming big blockbuster film, which is Zack Snyder's Justice League. I wish a lot of this comes out like afterwards, but it does get people wondering what is actually exactly is going on there. What is the remedial action? What is who's at fault here? Is WarnerMedia actually backing up Geoff Johns? Are they backing up Walter Hamada? Or is are they saying Ray Fisher's lying? Or is Ray Fisher have something? Or is there still something going on? It's like, what is actually exactly going on here? It doesn't do Variety any favors from the fans. It doesn't do WarnerMedia any favors, and it may not even do Ray Fisher any favors. So it almost feels like something big and more public statement. And not from Ray Fisher has clearly put out a public statement, but like WarnerMedia itself, instead of going through a trade, I'd rather see like a WarnerMedia statement from WarnerMedia's site with Jason Kylar or whoever to just put out a big statement, not through a PR, not through a spokesperson, not through sources, because we've gone through this whole Ben Fritz scenario before and we don't need another one. So we would love, and I think that would actually be good. Like some of you probably says, why do we need that? Just let it go. But as you can see, the public wants to know, and the public is not going to let it go. They're already not trusting the articles. They're not trusting the rap. They're not trusting the writers. They're not trusting the trade right now. What they could probably trust and what they could probably see that, okay, this is the statement. This is true. Is coming from WarnerMedia themselves. They need to put out something to kind of really squash this, and instead of going around and praising here and there or doing things around the matter or ignoring the matter. I think they got to tackle this head on. Will they tackle it head on? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if the continued articles come out like this where other people are jumping on and in a way that it forces WarnerMedia to say, you know what, we don't want to put it in a bad light. We want to make sure that we're showing that our cast and crew are being taken care of. There's some integrity here. We are very much looking at accountability and things like that. And because Screen Actors Guild is probably over on Ray Fisher's side, so they got to have to work with them. And it just needs that statement. They just need to show the public that they care. And with that, I don't know if tomorrow we may have something from Ray Fisher. We may have something more. Maybe an actual WarnerMedia statement would come out. I don't know. But definitely they need something concrete. They need to have that WarnerMedia logo with some actual names from executives over at WarnerMedia to put out a statement saying this is what happened, what actions have been taken, these who are accountable, these who are not accountable, or, Ray Fisher, we didn't find anything that any of the claims that Ray Fisher has, and so this is it. But until then, I think this kind of negativity will continue as we go throughout the days, as we get closer to Justice League, maybe even after, if there is nothing to settle this right now, especially when articles like this from the trades come out, and to make it look like it's the actual studio statement from an executive, but there's no names on there. It needs to have a name in order to quell everybody, just to say this is a true statement, right? And I think hopefully they want to do that. I mean, in terms of PR, it always goes through a public relations because they don't want to really tackle it head on. But I think this is at the point where it needs to be tackled head on, because I think it could really disrupt the reputations of not only the trades, but the studio, the company itself. And so I think something has to happen in that regards in order to just put this to bed, to rest, and so that we all know exactly what happened, what actions have been taken, who's responsible, who's not responsible, and have confidence. Ultimately, just have confidence in the studio and the company once again, from all parties, not just fans, not just consumers, but from future cast and crew, from future directors and stuff like that. They want to know that this is a company they want to work for. And I think that they should definitely have some type of official statement. Hopefully one day. All right. Well, sorry to end it on that, but it is what it is. And that was the biggest drops today in terms of, DC right now, aside from that animated movie that I talked about right at the beginning and Henry Cavill as Superman. But let's get on with the Ping Pong Flix members' comments and questions now. All right. The first comment of the day is from, and I'm going to go backwards here because I missed someone and I completely botched that. But Jimmy Howley, Zack swings for the fences. His batting average may not be perfect, but the dude never bunts. Originally, the film was called Flash and Cyborg when DC announced their original DCU slate via conference call. I know what you meant, because it was a Flash movie, but Deborah Snyder said that Cyborg was going to be in that movie. I don't know if the film was going to be called that. I have to take a look, but definitely it was supposed to be called. It was supposed to be a Flashpoint, and Cyborg was definitely supposed to be in that movie. 1942. I don't know about that one. I'm gonna have to try check that out. I'm gonna click on that later. Brent T. Wilson. I'm excited for the 4K releases this year. Thank God I got a PS5 and new OLED TV, and just in time for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Awesome, Brent. Definitely, you got some quality screen right there to check that out. And PS5, man, how is it? How is it? Did you get Cyberpunk? I heard it runs okay or good on Cyberpunk on PS5. Francis Louis Rayla. Hey, Chris, do you have any DC hero in your mind that you wish to be featured on a self-titled film or TV show, especially those who never experienced the spotlight? God, I don't, if you said movies, then it would be easy. Like, if it was movies, I want to see Green Arrow. Green Arrow movie would be awesome. TV show, oh, man. TV show... You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing an actual Wonder Woman TV show. And I think Wonder Girl's coming out. But I think now that we've got, multiple Batmans, multiple Supermans. Yeah, Batman doesn't really have a show yet, but he could have a show too. But definitely, since Superman Lois is coming out, might as well have a Wonder Woman one. Might as well have a Batman one, not just Batwoman. So I think that would be kind of cool. Louis Fujian, Chris, I think as an adult, Joaquin Phoenix did an amazing job, and to see him become a kind of a Heath Ledger Joker, I think he would pull it off great. Love that style of Joker, pure villain. I would be on so board for that. 2 amazing performances. Yes, I wish for more adult style. Yeah, and definitely I hope, actually, it would be kind of cool to see Joaquin Phoenix continue being a Joker and to pit him against a Batman. Also, Chris, I have to say, I purely love Zack and his vision, but that Joker did nothing for me at all. He was too much Marilyn Manson, mobster, ghetto kind of dude. Didn't give me a Joker vibe. Well, it was more like Todd Phillips did say that he wanted to kind of be like a Martin Scorsese kind of film, like Taxi Driver. So it had that type of vibe. Yeah, it's not purely, and at the end, he was kind of. Not clearly like type of Jokers we've never experienced, but I think in its own way, it's his own Joker. Cooper Moser, I think if there's any sort of Green Lantern in Zack Snyder's Justice League, he probably wouldn't tell us and deny the rumors, so he can surprise us for when we all see the movie. Kevin Smith have even said that JL crew members, all he talked to had green lights on Jeremy Irons for Green Lantern. And yeah, you're right, because maybe Green Lantern is in there and he's just going to surprise us all. And I would be so up for that. Now, that scene that had green lights on Jeremy Irons, he actually showed that scene at Justice Con where it's actually Black Suit Superman, unless he was just changing that scene to be Black Suit and he tricked us and that wasn't actually the scene with Green Lantern. Who knows, right? I think we'll find out in March, and I'm really excited to find out. Kal-El of Krypton, 5 film reels, Man of Steel, BVS, JL 2, 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League will be my first 4K Blu-ray. Can't wait. Yeah, definitely. Your first. Oh, you never had it for. Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome that you picked Zack Snyder's Justice League to be your first. Definitely, I will be picking that up, and along with the Batman v Superman IMAX. And one day, I think the Man of Steel one will be available as well. Geek Haven Jan 86. Hey Chris, do you think Man of Steel IMAX, BVS IMAX, and Zack Snyder's Justice League will only be available in 4K? I'm hoping they will consider Blu-ray DVD versions as well. Looking forward to the Wonder Woman 54 editorial. Well, thank you so much for that. And yeah, I'm currently working on the Wonder Woman 1854 editorial. I love to make the editorials. It's really fun. And hopefully you guys like them. But I don't quite remember, and I gotta pull out my BVS, but I believe that those copies will have a standard Blu-ray on it and a 4K HD 4K on there, right? Well, let me check here. Let's see here. Well, this is the Batman v Superman one, and within it are 2 copies, Okay, there. Yeah, so there's 2 copies in here. Let me just make myself big here. So these are 2 copies. One is the blue 4K, and the other one's just a standard Blu-ray. So you definitely have 2 different versions in there. I believe that's how that works. I'm pretty sure because I've only played this one, and that had the whole movie. It's not like I had to switch it out. So I'm definitely thinking this is the Blu-ray one, and this one signed by Zack Snyder. I just want to throw that out there. Sorry. But yeah, definitely it's gonna be like that. So I'm thinking that's how the other ones are gonna be, the Zack Snyder's Justice League. So they will have like a standard Blu-ray, no DVD. I don't know. I don't see any DVD here. No DVD, but they may put that one out as well. So yeah, I don't see a DVD in here. It's just a Blu-ray and 4K. So that's what we have there. Well, let's see. Well, I've said this before when this is from Eric Blake. When people last discussed the idea of Henry Cavill's continuation in Suits being cameos or otherwise supporting roles in films like Flash, with no mention of Amy Adams making similar appearances. Is her Lois just going to remain off screen aside from Zack's arc? I know it's not something of a running gag, me constantly bringing her up. No, we all know. But it's not as if any of the DCEU news sources do, and that concerns me. Lois's role can serve as great purpose in whatever DCEU film she's in. If Soups is Nick Fury, she's the Agent Coulson. Yeah, no one has really mentioned about Amy Adams being Lois other than in Zack Snyder's Justice League. And it could be that kind of thing where when they mention Henry Cavill as Superman, that could automatically mean Amy Adams as Lois Lane. They just kind of shuffle in and go with it, like Thor as Thor, and Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and Tom Hiddleston is Loki. They just kind of are. He'll be in there. Like once you know that Thor is there, you know that the other guy's there. So if you know that Superman's there, Lois Lane's going to be there. It's kind of like a thing. Unless it doesn't take place in Metropolis in certain situations. I don't know what to say about that, but other than if Henry Cavill is Superman, most likely Amy Adams still Lois Lane. Eric Blake, I'll say this. The only honest-to-goodness reason any Muschietti's Flash film arguably needs Ray Fisher in it because of Ezra Miller's line in the CW Crisis crossover, I told Victor this was possible. With that reference aside, in the grand scheme of things, I'm otherwise content for Ray's cyborg stuff to be HBO Max stuff, film, or series. Kylar will take it from there. Besides, we can enjoy the Barry-Victor dynamic with Rick Famuyiwa using his script as basis for a cyborg and the Flash series, best of both worlds. Yeah, I'd be pretty happy if HBO Max would just start making Ray Fisher cyborg stuff over on that side, and like Jason Kylar would be like, well, I'll greenlight it myself. I don't know if he can, but because Walter Hamada is greenlighting stuff for HBO Max now as well. At least that's what it says in trades. Eric Blake, hey Chris, here's an interesting question that's been discussed several times over the past few years. Video game movies are a would-be trend, with several studios and filmmakers trying to break the code for making such movies actually, good. Well, if anyone can break the code, it's Zack. So what video game franchises would you most want to see him direct an adaptation of? Personally, I'd say BioShock, maybe as a 3-season series for the 3 games in total, including special episodes for the Burial at Sea, DLCs. Oh yeah, BioShock, that would be a good one for him. Definitely. I would also say like God of War would be pretty cool for Zack. I could totally see him make God of War. Can't you see him make God of War? I was going to say Metal Gear, but we already know that Jordan Roberts is going to make Metal Gear Solid, which is awesome. In fact, that's one of my genre et ceteras that I want to put out. But yeah, I can't think of one right now other than God of War. I think that would make the most sense to me right at this moment, and I'll just stick with that. The Rebel Prince, I think Joker fits in more with the DCEU timeline than that of the Batman. Joker takes place in 1981, and BVS established 81 as the year Martha and Thomas Wayne died. Only thing is the Waynes are all played by different actors in both movies. Yeah, it's played by different actors in both movies. Yeah, you're right about that. And Yeah, so I don't know if it would fit. I mean, in that sense, but the years fit. Hi, Chris. I've just seen on Twitter that Jim Lee is giving his support to Walter Hamada and starts to become very messy as Zack and Ray support Jim Lee, but not Hamada. Please tell me if I missed something. I may be wrong. Do you think Warner Brothers, WarnerMedia, AT&T mandated him to show support to ease tensions with the DC? My guess is that he's playing the mediator between all parties because, let's be honest, everybody loves and respects Jim. Also, on a different subject, I've seen 2 days ago an IGN.com's post on Instagram about Zack stating that Zack has no plan to make more DC films. I had a look at the comments under his post, and I don't understand why there is still today so much hate. Many people are cheering the fact that it's over for Zack after Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I hope it's not. I can understand if people like a director or not, agree to disagree, but I don't get why Zack is the only one to get so much hate. Some of my friends aren't Zack fans, but they're okay with it, and it's all good. At least they give me a reason why. But most of the time, it seems to be just free hate for no reason on social media, which is pathetic. What do you think might be the reason of this hate? Hate never solved anything. I'm sure Zack will be back again stronger than ever in his Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 form, some flavor for you, thank you, and will help him doing so by any means. HBO Max Blu-ray merchandise. To finish, please ask Zack to sell his Wonder Woman's picture alongside his t-shirts. I'd like to have one framed at my place and support AFSP same time. That's an interesting idea. P.S. Sorry for my English. I'm Belgian. English isn't my mother tongue, and wishing you a lot of courage to all you guys in the U.S. during these difficult times. So I kind of covered the Jim Lee part, and honestly, this is probably the best guess I would have as well. He's the mediator. And, you know, there's always going to be hate for Zack Snyder. I mean, that's the reason why I even set up my own channel, because of seeing the hate. I need to throw in my positives. I need to throw in my support. And I'm glad I found everyone else. There's always going to be hate. That's never going to change. But hopefully one person at a time who could definitely change it. Yeah, and it is what it is. Social media is like that. But yeah, so definitely we'll have to support Zack Snyder's Justice League. That'd be interesting. I wonder what he thinks about that one. But thank you so much, Nathaniel, for putting in that comment. And I think that's it. All right. Well, that is it for the Ping Pong Flix members' comments and questions. Like I said, if you want your comment or question read on the show, on the next show, please join as a member down below and then put down your comment and question. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of DC content and movie shows and video games, please click the like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time. Bye.